welcome to Ask the Source. I'm your host, Josh Reinstein, and we're here on a beautiful sunny day on our rooftop studio in Jerusalem. My guest today is Sheila Raviv. She's a member of the board of the Karen Yuri Stern, the Yuri Stern Foundation. Sheila, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Sheila, tell our viewers a little about what is the Yuri Stern Foundation.
The Yuri Stern Foundation is a group of volunteers who give holistic treatments to cancer patients and their families, free, gratis, in order to ease their passage through treatment or if something worse happens.
Yuri Stern was a member of the Knesset. He was the founder of the Knesset Christian Allies Caucus,
Yes.
a real hero to the relations between Jews and Christians. Why did you decide to establish the center in his honor to help with cancer patients?
Well, it was his widow, Lena, who established it, and I'm very proud that she invited me to join the board. She did so because during Yuri's illness, she and a group of friends helped to ease his passage, to make him calm, even though he knew that he wasn't going to get better. And through that, they formed the foundation and the 150 volunteers.
So what kind of impact does it have on the actual cancer patients, the fact that there's this holistic help that they're getting?
The effect surprised me. I knew that it would help them through the treatments. I knew that it would help the families help them through the treatments. But it's so much more, because as one patient said to me when I visited her, she said, suddenly I'm just a person. I lay on the table, I have the treatment, and I'm just a person. Don't have cancer, not a patient, and not trying to be brave for my family.
And where are they finding the patients? Where do they do these treatments, and who can get this free treatment?
Patients are virtually all in Shaarei Tzedek Hospital itself, in the oncology department, which is quite exceptional. And it sounds strange, but it's a very happy place. It's a place where people can get better. And most of the patients are from there. Unfortunately, patients from other hospitals have to come up by word of mouth. There is also a small clinic, but you pay a very minimal amount in order to get treatments. And if someone doesn't have the money, they can repair the taps in the kitchen or do some work like that, because it makes them feel better if they're giving back.
You know, you are helping thousands of patients a year. Who is funding this? How are you getting the money for this, and how do you operate?
Basically from donations. There is a little bit from the Ministry of Health, but it's minimal. Very wonderful people that have either been through cancer themselves. Cancer touches virtually everybody. And so people come and they give money or time or help to raise funds in order to run the foundation, which is on minimal because most of the people are volunteers.
So run us through exactly what happens with the patient. They come to the clinic, and what really goes on?
They come to the clinic, mostly they're coming in to have their treatments, to have their chemotherapy. They will stop either during the chemotherapy or before or after. They go to a wonderful little place where everyone has their cubicle, and they receive whatever treatment is appropriate. Understand that the treatments are not like a normal reflexology. The treatments are specific to cancer patients, because you're trying to calm down the body's reactions rather than raise the body's reactions. And it's quite phenomenal to watch what happens.
And are you getting a lot of positive feedback from these treatments? Are people saying, you know, that this is something that's been very helpful for me?
Not only from the patients, but from the doctors, be it Professor Czerny or be it Dr. Ora Rosengarten, who's one of the doctors there. And Ora says time and again, the patients respond to their chemo much better. They have less sickness, they're stronger, and emotionally it helps them. And of course it helps the families hugely.
Is this something that's just happening in Israel, or are you seeing this trend all over the world?
To an extent all over the world, but not with the volunteers such as at Shaarei Tzedek. The volunteers are quite exceptional people, and they give an hour and a half of their time every week just because they love the patients.
What is the future of the care in Yuri Stern, of Yuri Stern Foundation? What do you think is going to happen, 5-10 years down the road?
I believe that the understanding that holistic treatment helps enormously with the patients and with the families, and therefore through the families to support the patients. And I think it's going to be understood far more deeply. The medical profession is more and more accepting of holistic treatment, of complementary treatment, and therefore we're hoping that the love of the volunteers is going to spread throughout Israel, and who knows, maybe throughout the world.
Tell us about the patients. Are they religious? Are they secular? Are they Jews? Are they non-Jews?
Every variety, the full rainbow of Jerusalem, and in fact the full rainbow of Israel. There are Arabs, there are Jews, there are Christians, there are Druze. Everybody, when somebody's sick, it doesn't matter. And by the way, that's true of the medical staff as well. The doctors and the nurses are also a wonderful mixture of Israeli society.
Our viewing audience is mostly Christians. If they want to get involved and help, do they have an opportunity to help, or is it something more local here in Israel?
Of course Christians can give. Christians are often the patients as well. You can give through the website, which it's going to be on the screen now, and we appreciate every penny. It can be a little, it can be a lot, and obviously a lot is better than a little, but each to their ability.
Sheila, there are literally tens of millions of people watching this show. What message do you have for our viewing audience?
That with love and with determination, which Lena has, she's built an ability to help patients. She's built something we can all be proud of. And also with Professor Czerny, who was accepting of the idea that not everything has to be scientific. It's just helped thousands and thousands of families.
Thank you, Sheila, for being on the show, and thank you for tuning in to Ask the Source. I'm your host, Josh Reinstein. Now back to the studio.